Why would the looking glass reveal to us ancient Latvian pagan symbols from Northern Europe, which borders Russia, at this time? We went live yesterday with Christina's art, and in her art revealed ancient Latvian symbols, pagan symbols. And these symbols have many meanings, and I think that the communication surpasses the written word, and it's revealing an unseen world where unseen things occur, and how to prepare for these energies and how they infiltrate our individual and collective consciousness. If you are into symbolism, you really should watch this video. The train, the dimensional train, represents metal, the Iron Age, lead. And so this is a communication from the unseen world. Hello, I come from the Iron Age a long time ago. The spiral represents a portal, a dimensional portal or gateway that has opened. The train represents an energy that comes from a long time ago, that which has come through a portal and is connecting to our energy at this time. There is a phoenix on the bed at the bottom of the piece who is holding the Christ child as water, and the head of the Christ child is coming out of the waters like steam. Notice that the phoenix is red, the train is red. This represents that we are not in the water, we are in the energy of fire and steam. Christina is lying on a bed and her arms are crossed. And this crossing over her arms is a communication of the letter X, or the number 10. A dragon is biting her head. This is not a negative symbol. The train represents the sun. The window represents an alchemical process of our awareness moving past our avatar and into another dimension. The wheels of the train have numerical meanings. It represents many things, but mostly a trinity. And the symbol on the train has the number 5 and the Latvian symbol of good luck. There's someone in the train saying goodbye with a star and a diamond on their throat. And then there's a cow in a window coming out of the train, which represents many things. New Earth, but also maybe Hathor. So Christina's higher self is like a train conductor, someone who moves your consciousness outside of this world, who shows and reveals things that aren't of this world or of this age. Her face looks like a red box, and she's holding a spiral in her hand. The spiral on her hand reflects the number 5. You can call it maybe 5D, but it's called the healing hand. And so this is a higher self who is coming forward as iron, metal, a light, numerically the number 5. And this is one of the most ancient symbols you will see on stones, is the hand with the spiral on it. So this is old. And so we see a lot of hands in this piece. And so this means that you're getting on a dimensional train. You're going to become a healer with the healing hand. But more than that, the hand is some portal and has the power to open portals. And there's secrets to how when you have the Christ child within you, you can imagine sacred geometrical shapes and they will access doors or invisible gateways. To be eaten by a dragon means that your consciousness has entered into the halls of the gods. You are in the fire and the steam. The only way to fully enter without being earthbound is to become a magician. Speak the voice of your higher self. And let's look closely at this symbol called Jumis. It is fertility, well-being, abundance, symbolized by 2 fruits grown together. It is that each crop has its own jumis, thus a jumis of barley, rye, flax, nuts, and others. It represents 2 crossed spikes of wheat. It is commonly used atop the roofs of barns, houses, bringing blessings to a home's inhabitants. Inside the home, you're supposed to hang it in a place of honor. It is also placed at the bottom of a new daughter's future dowry. This Jumis symbol is a symbol of the end of spring and summer. Hence, it is a twin sign. I think it means it's your twin. It's a harvest sign of fortune and fertility. Latvian symbols before Latvia were the Latgalians. They were located in Vidzeme region. The tribe dates back to the Iron Age, hence the train. They were one of the first Indo-European tribes. These symbols are pagan in nature, and they are connected to these mythological tales behind these symbols. And these symbols include sacred geometrical shapes like the spiral. They communicate about gods, mythical figures, natures. They serve as protections and good luck even. You can see that many of the Latvian symbols are straight-edged, straight lines. This usually represents the material world. And so this symbol represents Mara, and Mara rules the material world, including bread, fire, and its process of keeping. So we have a lot of fire energy in your piece. And so this is called the Cross of Mara. This is the Latvian sign for Lema. It is the oldest signs known in Latvian culture. This symbol represents your life path and your destiny, or gods of destiny. This symbol is called the swab. And this swab symbol represents the phoenix, the bird, the feather. It says that the bird of the feather makes thoughts. Isn't that strange? This protective bird protects the Christ child within you. That's why this phoenix looks like it has angry eyes. It's saying, I protect your Christ child, your third ring of power that grows like an embryo around your biofield from evil, from the evil eye. I also give you thoughts. Now it looks as if the Christ child goes up through the bird, up through Christina, and into the mouth of the dragon, carrying Christina to a protective reality or world. And it all comes from the energy of the sun, because the sun is above the dragon's head, taking Christina and her energy to a world where she is safe. The symbol of the sun does look like a train wheel, and this ancient Latvian symbol of the sun is also a protection, and they believe that the sun is an eye, which can see and know all things. Now, this symbol is an ancient pagan symbol that represents sky gods, and it is the letter E. So I've come to know the letter E as being a place of the gods. You can call it Eden, Eve, electrons, 11, and many E's. And this EE represents two opposite worlds. And you can see this EE in Christina's art as the train, the box of the train. EE represents your hand, which is the number 5. And Christina's hiding her hands in the physical world, but on the spirit world, her higher self is doing great things. Meaning that your physical self is at this time feeding your higher self, and be aware that your higher self is doing things, whether you know it or not. So this is called the water well. And when you're looking at a train track, the water well is called the double cross. It's the symbol of the sun and the earth. Christina is in the earth, the sun is above. And it's called the unity of world and order. It speaks of new possibilities, new ideas, plans, new beginnings, and new information. So the bird symbol, the Christ, the thoughts of the bird, the train track, the lower world, the higher world, coming together, and how these sigils look just like railroad signs. Haha. And these railroad signs that are connected to the Iron Age are connected to Northern European, Russian, ancient Latvian symbols, which communicate portals, worlds, protection. So I see that we are raising our consciousness, and we're beginning to understand that our mind can travel, that timelines can shift, and sometimes timelines enter into our dimension which come from a different time. And so if the Iron Age is and these ancient gods have entered into our timeline, we need to be aware of it. For the longest time, I was receiving information from the Egyptian gods. All of a sudden, things are shifting and changing where I'm seeing these bird gods, and they are symbols of protection. This phoenix in ancient Egyptian mythology is related to the concept of Ma'at. It's the principle of harmony, balance, and the order governed in the universe. It represents the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and order in the world. But I don't think that the Egyptians would call the phoenix the phoenix. The story of Osiris's resurrection was a powerful symbol for rebirth and renewal, and the phoenix was called the Bennu bird, and it was depicted as a companion of Osiris. But if you look at the symbols of Osiris, Osiris has these Latvian symbols with the crisscross of the staff. The Bennu bird was also a protector of the dead, the soul's journey in the afterlife, ensuring safe passage to the realm of Osiris. So the phoenix was associated with the concept of the Bennu bird, connected with Osiris. And look at the staff of Osiris here. It looks like the Janus symbol. So, Christina, this piece is plainly speaking to you and to all of us. Greater is spirit within you than you are in the world. Have faith. Live in the moment. Be very thankful for this moment. Activate your inner child. You're going to Hogwarts, Harry Potter. You're getting on that train by a very tall angel. This very tall angel is moving our consciousness and raising our consciousness through knowledge, which is life. And we may end up becoming a time traveler. We may end up realizing that once we perfect and balance the will of God within us, that we will become soldiers or warriors for truth and life energy. And we will affect different times like the Iron Age. And we will affect very dark times by bringing our 0 point energy, and those of us who have learned to follow a divine order of God and learn to work with the force, we're going to be able to move through these timelines without getting trapped or stuck in their chaos and dramas. So when we see an old train and it speaks of circles and straight lines, the straight lines represents the material world, and the circular lines represents the invisible thoughts, your emotions, your memories, things that you can't hold on to, and our ability to move these thoughts and memories into different timelines that are considered the material world. And the material world, according to your piece, shifts and changes all the time. If I were you, Christina, I would look into the Latvian myths and the pagan symbols, and you may be from Northern Europe and possibly the outskirts of Russia, and how they may help you and protect you in this very strange time that we're living in right now.